First and foremost, so excited. Katie Lance is in the house.
Woo!
There you go. I'm very excited there to see you and have you here today for our top 20 retreat, Northrop Realty. What's really kind of exciting is they're the best of the best. So you're going to get on stage with others that really kind of, we talk about real estate, we're going to get a little bit of, give me a little bit of that background stuff, but you're on the stage today with agents that gravitate to learning, being better, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what makes them top 20. They want to be better every year. And it's very hard. I was telling them last night, I said, you know, it's tough to beat your best year ever, right? Because you got to continuously do that. Yeah. But you just, you know, I call rising tides raise all ships. You got to be around the same audience to allow it all to happen. But what you can't be is a secret agent in this business, right?
Agreed.
So let's first start. Let's introduce yourself. Let me understand a little background. We got a little chat earlier.
Yeah.
But give them a little feel. Why real estate? Why social? And where it all began.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I'm Katie Lance.
Yes.
I'm excited to be here. I flew in from the San Francisco Bay Area, born and bred, nice. And been in the real estate industry for 20 years now, which is crazy. I just realized that recently that it's been about 2 decades.
Right? It goes fast. I've been doing 37
really
years. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it goes really fast. I kind of tripped into it, so to speak.
Right.
I got my start working for a small real estate brokerage in the San Francisco Bay Area, and then went on to work for Inman News for many years.
So Inman, how was that experience? I know the gravitate Inman, you know, in the real estate space, Inman takes up a lot of the sense of, again, giving back the knowledge and stuff like that. How was it working with Inman?
It was a great experience. Yeah, you know, especially since I had some background in real estate and marketing, and then coming into that media company, and it's a unique experience. You know, they're a media organization that also does events, and you know, sort of the intersection of news and technology and real estate. And I've always been interested in that. I thought it was, you know, so interesting. It was such a great stepping stone in a lot of ways for me. I met some amazing people. I helped launch their ambassador program and really helped to, you know, kind of grow their social at an interesting point. It was back in like the kind of 2010s-ish when everything was kind of fresh and new. And now you look at where things are in social, and wow, it's changed in a lot of ways,
So that's a great question. We're going to start right there. What are you seeing right now that agents need to understand in showing up online? Like, give us, like, let's just go right at it.
Yeah. So I think one of the biggest things, as you said, is just showing up as your true self, right? Especially in a day and age with social media and content and AI, there's no shortage of information that's out there. And so what is not necessarily new, but still so important is this, the relationship, right? There's still nothing like a handshake or a phone call or a thank you note. And I think it's more important than ever before for agents to show up as their true self in terms of content. I'm sure we'll talk about that, but also being a noticer and connecting and responding to DMs and responding to comments and being proactive online as you are offline.
Authenticity starts with A for a reason.
Yeah, exactly,
right?
exactly.
Think about it. I mean, I think, and we talk about real estate, such a trusted source because you're walking into people's houses. You know, people always say to me, well, it's not clean. I said, well, I'm not looking to buy it, I'm going to help you sell it, right? I try to ease that feel, but they don't know you. They call you up, Katie, come on over, list my house. You're walking in my house. You're seeing my dirty laundry. There's a problem.
Right.
I better trust you. How do you gain that trust even before the call? Yeah. And I think that's where you kind of, you know, give me a little feel, some of the maybe the thoughts from a real estate agent. If you were going to hire a real estate agent right now, where would you go to look? Let's start there.
Well, I think there's a couple places someone's going to go to look. I think first, just like a lot of people, they're going to ask their friends and family and you know, folks who are trusted in their network.
Right.
But buying or selling a home is still one of the biggest financial decisions for most people's lives. So you're still going to do your due diligence. You're still going to Google. A lot of people are going to ChatGPT. They're going to AI to see what's coming up, who's popping up. And so I think it's important that you need to stay top of mind with people in your sphere, but also putting out helpful content that's really specific to who you are, what your niche is, what your specialty is, not trying to be all things to all people. So your name does bubble up when it comes to AI and content and referrals. And having, I think, that mix of both, I think is really important.
You know, it's funny, I hear a lot about sphere and real estate, right? Your gold mine, the thing that we should do better. How does social help us stay with our sphere? Like, give us a little feel of that side.
Yeah. Well, they say the average person buys or sells every, 7 to 10 years.
7,
right?
I like 7. My lucky number.
Seven's a good number, right? Exactly. And so, staying top of mind is important. And I know agents, especially the agents that you work with, they're doing all kinds of things, right? From picking up the phone to writing notes to doing mailers and marketing and email and social media. And it's a lot of those things, right? And so I think when it comes to social, I think first of all, as I said, being a noticer, taking a few minutes a day, it doesn't have to be hours every day, but taking a few minutes to scroll through what are some of your top clients, what are they posting about? And are you in the comments responding? Are you interacting? Are you leaving positive comments? And maybe taking the online, offline. You see it's their birthday, you could be one of 50 people that writes happy birthday, or be the one person that calls them that day, So little things like that.
I do want to, and that's a great point. I feel like I don't want social to replace personal touch.
Exactly.
And to your point, I love it. Take it offline sometimes. Don't lie there in there because as much as social is great, you lie with a big audience. Sure. So here you want to really show your dirty laundry. Keep posting so keep responding. Take them offline. There's obviously the DMs. There's obviously most importantly calls.
Yeah.
Calls and face-to-face will never be replaced. That's why real estate won't be replaced.
Right.
I just believe that. Now, biggest
and
issue.
And that one-to-one communication.
This is no question.
Hey, I'm just thinking about you. I was driving through this area, and I know we talked about this a while ago, and oh my God, I'm by your favorite coffee shop. There's just the power of that one-to-one and noticing and remembering things.
I wholeheartely agree with that. And so there's this other thing in real estate that they call overthinking. Right?
No, say it isn't so.
No, right? Let me think that for a minute. Wait,
right.
Overthinking, right?
Yeah.
And so how do you get around that? Because I always hear, I'm going to do it today. Oh, you know what? I'm going to prepare to do it tomorrow. Oh, wait, I'm going to prepare to do it next week. Yeah. How do you, I don't say cure it because there's not a cure, we don't have a prescription for that.
Right.
Is there a prescription for
I
everything?
wish, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But how or what do you see? I'm sure you see it a lot.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Right? And it's probably the number one reason people don't go to social.
Yeah.
What is your advice and a cure to it?
I think a lot of people suffer from analysis paralysis.
Yes.
And so one of the things I have said for years is done is better than perfect.
I love that.
Done is better than perfect.
Done is
Progress,
better than perfect.
Not perfection.
I love it. Great quote.
Thank you. So I just think that really makes a big difference. Now it's easier said than done. If you're someone who is, at the top of your game and you care a lot about what you do and you don't want to not look professional. And so a lot of people, well, I don't know, I'm going to wait. But yeah, done is better than perfect. Take the video, take the picture, post it. I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen? You don't like it? Okay, you delete it.
You do. You don't
say
think
the
about
wrong
that.
thing.
You don't like it? Oh, I get calls from my social media specialist once in a while. She delete that. I go, no problem. I get it.
Take that down.
I delete that down. And I respect it. I do it. And it takes 2 seconds, actually, to your point.
Yeah.
And listen, if you want to please everyone, sell ice cream. That's about it, right? I mean, it's not going to. Social media is a very vast place. Mm-hmm. But not doing it, I think, is as worth as doing it and maybe, and I just believe that they kind of parallel each other, right? If you think about it that way.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that everybody tries to go for is that, I want to go viral.
Right.
Viral. Yeah. Let's have that one-shot wonder. But really,
it's the worst thing that could happen. I can also tell you that. It is the worst because you know what you're going to go viral for? You're going to go viral for like a cat video or something ridiculous that you did. And it's like, generally speaking, I don't recommend it. You're not getting the followers, the connections that you actually want. It's more oftentimes a hassle. In fact, I can give you an example if you want.
I want to give you an example. Let's go.
I had a realtor reach out to me and she said, Katie, I'm getting all these followers and a lot of them are spam or bots. They're not real people. And she's like, I don't understand what happened. And I was digging into her content. She had a squirrel video. Some silly squirrel that went viral, and it's like, that's why, because you got 30,000 people looking at this silly squirrel. It has nothing to do with real estate.
Nothing to do with real estate.
Stuff like that's going to happen from time to time. It's fun, you laugh, it's all good. But
so the question would be: is why does consistency beat viral? Like why? Like what is that? That reason for that.
Well, I think consistency is definitely the name of the game. There is more content than ever before. And so standing out, I think, in a sea of sameness by being that consistent voice doesn't mean you have to post every single day or do a reel every single day, but getting yourself into a rhythm and a routine is really key. And also thinking about what you're putting out there. If you're just putting out content that's like, hey, look at me, I'm #1, I got a new listing, there's promotional content that's important, listings and open houses, things like that. But you also have to be in the mindset of putting out helpful information. A realtor knows so much information that we often take it for granted.
Taking it for granted is a really good point. I love that. I definitely think we don't do it enough. And then, so the question then would become in video, voiceover, give us sort of like the Reader's Digest of real estate, meaning what is recommended or in the consistent basis? If I'm going to do it, how many days a week should I be doing it?
I would recommend for most agents at least once a week. I want to hear you and see you. I want to
hear you and see you.
I go to your page, if I go to your Instagram, and honestly, this is the challenge with most agents. I'll go to their Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever, and I have no idea what they sound like or what they stand for or what they're all about. So at least once a week, I want to hear, it doesn't have to be a 10-minute video. It could be a 1-minute video saying, listen, this is the number one thing you need to know. If you're moving to Maryland, I got to tell you this, you know?
Right, I love
that. At least once a week. And then as you get a little bit more advanced, sprinkle in a voiceover, sprinkle in B-roll, sprinkle in maybe doing a green screen where you've got an article behind you from, RIS Media, and you're like, hey, did you see this? Let me tell you what's going on in our market right here. Right. So, there's different layers to it, but at a minimum, just talk straight to camera. And I'll also say it's one of the easiest things that you can do because we all have a phone. Just take it out, record, Done is better than perfect. At some point, you might want to edit it and take out some of the pauses and the ums and the ahs. And guess what? There's some AI tools that will do that quickly and easily. But again, I want to hear you and see you. So at least once a week at a minimum.
So Instagram, Facebook, Reels, Stories, TikTok, LinkedIn,
YouTube.
YouTube.
Pinterest.
Oh, Pinterest.
X. We'll just
my God, X. When I wake up in the morning, I got to do 10 of these? What's my content? Where my most priority place to be, right? Help me with that. That's where I think the paralysis comes in, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because we start looking at it and going, well, the steps are 10. It's not just one.
Right.
And so what's the content look like? Mm-hmm. And where do you recommend sort of starting? Because a lot of them don't do anything.
Right.
So any big start is that first step. So what does that look like? What's the content look like? Where do you recommend to really get started?
Well, first off, I don't think an agent has to be everywhere. Okay. I don't think you need to become an influencer or even a content creator. You're a realtor, and this is one part of your job. You're a realtor, exactly.
I think we lose that. They think they're commentators. They think they're singers.
Right. They don't need to do that. So I would say pick at least one or two platforms that, number one, you enjoy being on, you would like, and number two, where are your clients hanging out? And if you're not sure, if you have a database, email your database.
Oh, just ask them.
And just ask. Say, hey, we're working on serving you better with what we put out in social. We're just wondering, where are you spending time?
No, so that's a good question because we have a newsletter. We have 160,000 database, right? Mm-hmm. Would you be offended if I asked you that question? It's a good question.
Yeah.
Why not ask your fan base what it would be like?
Yeah, and I think part of it is the context. Not just we're going to post more on social, but we're working on how we can serve you better with how we show up. So where are you spending the most time?
Yeah.
And people will tell you, some people will say, I'm not on social at all. Hey, that's great, cool. Or they'll say, I'm on TikTok or YouTube or whatever they're on, right? Facebook. So I think asking is key. And
it would almost be like a multiple choice, I would think.
Right.
I think sometimes they're embarrassed. I don't want to tell you I'm on TikTok.
All of the above, None of the above, exactly.
You got to watch a little bit of that.
Exactly.
It starts getting into your socials awareness there.
Exactly.
But so give that some content. So pick, what would you, if you were to start in real estate, let's talk about that, because you obviously have a lot of people coming into the business.
Sure.
Where do you pick one? What would be the number one pick place to start, and what content? Give me a little context of content you would recommend.
To be honest, first, I would start with LinkedIn.
Okay.
LinkedIn is kind of the underdog in a lot of ways, but it's really one of the only professional networks that's out there.
Yeah.
And so, when you get Googled, typically LinkedIn is one of the top things that's coming up. And if you're either coming into real estate or you've been in real estate a long time, a lot of people think it's just like a job searching platform, but it's a place to have your kind of professional resume, to talk about your expertise. It's sort of a low lift in a lot of ways. You're probably not going to go viral on LinkedIn, although I guess it could happen.
I hear you. So Kate Lance, getting in real estate.
Going viral.
Day one.
Right.
What do I say? Hi.
Help me.
What do I say to LinkedIn? Give me a little bit of content. What would I say?
I would say, share your journey. If you are, let's say you're
share your journey.
If you're new
everybody has a story.
Yeah.
And I think the better storytellers are the better people that kind of can get further in their businesses, because I think everything is a story.
Yeah.
Right? If you think about it, I love that. So say a story. Tell them your journey. I like that.
Yeah, take people along the ways. A lot of people want to wait until, I'm new, or I just did this. I don't know. But take people along with you. Hey, maybe you were a teacher for 20 years and you decided to switch professions. Well, tell us that story, right? Yeah. And so that can be on camera. It could be written word. I prefer to see on camera because I want to hear you. I want to see you.
Right.
And that type of content can also get repurposed because I also think, LinkedIn's one place, but Facebook or Instagram, I would say, is probably a close second, where a lot of consumers and potential clients are hanging out.
Kind of looking at that, yes. One thing I've learned with Facebook, you can do Facebook groups, right?
Sure.
When you take your clients, you can kind of just talk to a select group in through Facebook. I'm seeing that become a little bit bigger.
You can create like a private group or kind of a VIP group.
Right, and I think it's kind of cool. That's kind of a neat way. But let's just say I'm a new agent. I have no listings yet, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just posting my journey, right? Why real estate? Maybe, and I think people do want to know that. Like, what got you into this? Well, what's your background? I think there's always interest in others.
Yeah.
Because we're humans, we have a soul, right? Soul sells. That's what I say, right? At the end of the day, people are curiosity about others,
right,
to a point, and I think they'll listen enough to learn. Now, when we talk about AI, it's so sexy. I mean, it's scary at the same point, right? So how or what in a world of social, which, by the way, I go back to first before I get there, my mom, 50 years, in business, didn't have any of this stuff, like any of it.
Yeah.
So she had to pay, like you said, she had to, Homes Magazine, she had like 20 pages, she had print media, ever heard of it? Oh, I don't know, ever heard of it, right? Print media. But she had to do that, and it was cost, right? But if you didn't have the cost, you couldn't advertise.
Sure.
So what gets me confused now is social's pretty much free, right? And why do you believe agents don't do it? Is it more the paralysis? Or what do you really think the ingredients, because you're around a lot of agents, you've been in the business, why do you think they really, really just don't do it?
I think there's a few things. I think they do get overwhelmed. There's a million different options, right? And you could go to Google or AI, and there's it's going to tell you another, 27 different things that you could do. Right. So I think there is that analysis paralysis. I think there's a worry of how am I going to look? How am I going to sound? I don't want to look silly. I don't want to look unprofessional. And so, then they don't do it. And so I just recommend you have to have some sort of plan or system. I find for most agents, it can become a real big time suck in a lot of ways. And like I said, they're a full-time realtor. They're not a full-time content creator. So
That's true.
Getting themselves into a system that's sustainable for who they are. Yeah. And I would also say not being afraid to show up as their true self. Like just the other day, I was chatting with one of our new Academy members. We have kind of a group coaching program, and I was chatting with one of them, and she was saying to me, she's like, I'm going to be honest, Katie, I've never done a whole lot of video because she's very quiet, she's very introverted. And I said to her, I bet that's why people hire you, because you seem very calm and quiet and you're not jumping around, doing. I said, that's how you need to come across in your videos. And people will relate to that because that's you. You're not this da-da-da-da-da person. So I think sometimes people just need that permission. Like, it's okay to be yourself. You don't have to be totally over the top. Be who you are. That's what attracts people to you. When you walk into my open house or your open house, like, you're not going to be a different person than what you see. So
I love that.
And the more you do it, the easier it gets. Like that's a big part of it too. Like it's like a muscle, So you got to practice it.
A lot of my classes, I call it out of comfort zone, right? It's a class I've designed, and I will actually have you do a live because I think you need to realize when you go up to a house, do you know that Ring camera, you're on live anyway?
Right.
Does that make sense? Like, I don't think people realize you're being watched. It's I don't know if you ever saw a show called Truman, right? I think it was Truman.
The Truman Show.
Right? Where you were like in this bubble of that or something. Like you are. You just always are. So it's like, why not? Yeah. Why not take advantage? So go back to our AI piece. How do you keep a personality with AI? How do you keep who you are, your identity? Let's use your identity with AI. It's so easy to get lost in it right now.
Sure. Well, I think with any AI tool, you have to, spend a little bit of time customizing it to make sure it sounds like you. You're adding in, the words that sound like you, the words you wouldn't say. I also think you have to be careful. I don't necessarily think AI should create something for you in the sense of, like with video, as a quick example, I want to see you. Like I don't want to see the AI Creig. I want to see you. So where I think AI could come into place is if, let's say you're sitting down and you're going to crank out 4 or 5 videos for the next couple weeks. AI is a great tool to help optimize those videos. What should your keywords be? What should your titles be? What are the best hashtags when you're posting? And so using that, I think, to just sort of optimize what you're already doing, so you're still showing up as your true self, but just optimizing it, or even repurposing it. Like now you've got a 5-minute video, let's turn it into a blog post, let's turn it into an email newsletter, let's put it into something that could be for LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever it might be. So just working smarter, not harder, I think is key.
I love that. I love that piece. So, so first of all, in social media, I always say you're sitting on the right for a reason. You're always right, and I just love it because you know it.
Yeah.
And I think people need to hear it. And I think most importantly, what I find for people is they need like an action plan. I'll call it an action plan, right? Something they can just do. So let's baby step the world, because the baby step the world is some overdo it. Of course, I will take that sometimes when I get we'll pull it back. Some will not do it, and some in between are trying to do it. So give us sort of some of the best advice. Like, if you ever said, what's my best advice to people this week? Like if I had to just pick a week, like let's don't talk about next year, let's don't talk about whenever. This week, what's your best advice to say, hey, you really want to make start your consistency, start your brand, start relatability to the people. What is that sort of that week? What would you suggest as I always call it the best week in real estate, but the best week in real estate? What would that look like?
Yeah, so I would say 2 things. So number one, I think on a daily basis, setting aside 5 or 10 minutes a day. I've been doing this for years. I call it Focus 5.
Focus 5, I like it. So Focus 5. It's easy, it's right here. I like that. Kind of a big reminder.
Yeah, exactly.
So give me that Focus 5. I love it. Talk to me.
So Focus 5 means you take about 5 minutes a day and you scroll through your feed, pick a channel, wherever wherever you want to be, wherever you're spending time. Take 5 minutes and you look for 5 posts that speak to you. Something that makes you laugh, something that's interesting, something that's just top of mind, and you don't be a drive-by liker, but you take a minute and you leave a meaningful comment.
So it's a meaningful comment. Let me stay there. I love what you're saying. I want to stay here. I love it. Meaningful comment. Give me a definition of a meaningful comment, because hello or
great pick.
Right, I know. Like, I don't know that's
Congrats.
meaningful, right? Let's
meaningful.
redefine meaningful.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
Meaningful is at least 4 or 5 words.
Okay.
And the reason why this is so powerful is because people are big-time lurkers, especially nowadays. People just scroll and they barely like, or engagement's kind of an all-time low.
So you think so? Really? Yeah, because
it 100% is.
I think they don't want to be noticed you're looking.
Right.
So that's one of the things. And then 2, you're right. It's what do they say, or are they meaningful? And I think you're right. So go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's all good. We're right on the same page.
I like it. No.
So saying something meaningful. So for example, let's say you posted, I just went to a great dinner, last night. I might say, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Where was that located, Creig? Yes. Is that the first time you've been there? So now I've used your name and I've asked a question. And now you're going to get that notification. Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite restaurants. Blah blah blah. It's this tiny little thing, but if you can be the person who is saying something meaningful, 4 or 5 words, a sentence or 2, what ends up happening is, number one, you're building that relationship, and also it's just helping in terms of the algorithm and getting your other content seen, right? If you're taking the time to be engaging and interesting in comments, your other content that you posted 2 days ago, a day ago, it's going to start to get bubbled up to other people because you're not just posting and running. So
explain to me that, because this is where you kind of have that playbook behind the scene.
Yeah.
Algorithm. I mean, okay, it sounds like you get one of them tables on the doctors and it just gives you that pulse, right?
I'm an algorithm doctor.
I know, right?
How do I fix that?
What is that? Like, you know what I mean? You hear that.
Sure.
And I don't think I know 95% of real estate agents, nothing personal to them, they should know how to sell real estate, right?
Sure.
They don't know anything about this.
Right,
and that's a good point. Yeah. So I comment, how does that have anything to do with my pulse? I'll go to the pulse.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. It has a lot to do with it. And the reason is, so any platform, whether we're talking about Facebook, Instagram, wherever, has an algorithm, which basically means what are you as the consumer, what are you seeing? So you open up Facebook, and it used to be you would see all your friends and family. It's not the way it is anymore. You see a friend, a family member, an ad, another ad, a suggested post, 2 people you haven't seen in 10 years. Like, it's a little bit of a hodgepodge. So all these platforms are showing you content that they think you might be interested in, which means when you're posting, for the most part, you're going out to a small percentage of your friends and family and people who know you, but you're now also, especially with public platforms, you're going out to a much broader audience too. Okay. So your content is getting buried really quickly.
Well, yeah, because it's like that 1 minute reaction. It's like that's it, and you're kind of done. It gets pushed down.
So one of the ways, I don't want to say hack it, but one of the ways to improve your engagement, improve people seeing your content and engaging with it, is for you to be proactive and for you to engage. So if I start seeing you, if I know, oh, Craig's one of my A+ clients, I'm going to make sure I see what he's posting from time to time. I don't want to be creepy, but from time to time, I'm going to comment, I'm going to interact. Because of how the socials work, you now are more likely to see my content, what I'm posting. So it's kind of a reciprocal, give or take.
Yeah,
exactly.
Give or take, because if I do that, then the algorithm, I'll call it the pulse in my world.
I like the pulse.
will build up, because now they know, sort of that I have some kind of connection with you. So therefore, let's build that relationship. Is that it?
Yeah, and it's also just reciprocity. It's
reciprocity. There you go. We know that in licensing law, but reciprocity in social, I don't think I've ever heard of it. So.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just be the agent who's just post and run, and honestly, that's what a lot of folks do. It's like, I got to.
It's like a hit and run.
Yeah,
boom.
Yeah, it's like, imagine going into a big cocktail party and yelling, "I have an open house," and then bailing. Like, that's kind of the same thing, right? Oh, you'd walk around. How's it going? Oh, I haven't seen you in a while. Like. So taking that time to put the social back in social media, but you have to
put the social back in social media. I love that.
But the key is, again, 5 minutes. That's what I said in the beginning.
Okay, I want to go back to that. The focus.
It's easy to just like, oh, there's a cat video. Oh, there's this, and an hour later you're sucked in.
It can definitely grab
because that's part of the algorithm. They want to drag you in.
So.
5 or 10 minutes.
Let's finish with that. 5 minutes. Finish, close. Give me that feel.
So
in that 5 minutes,
engage, interact. Don't be a drive-by liker.
Engage.
Respond
interact,
to your DMs.
Respond to DMs. Yeah, DMs are important because they're more personal, right?
Yeah.
I like that. What
and
else?
Respond to comments. So if you posted something, hey, beautiful sunset. You posted something about a listing, and you had 3 comments. Don't just like those comments. Comment back. Hey, thank you so much.
Oh, so you're always about the responder, because it does help build
the reciprocity.
Reciprocity.
Yeah, that's what it's
all about. You don't want to leave the people out there. It's kind of like that side. Well, listen, fantastic. I'm so excited for you to get in front now of a bigger audience than just me. Well, there's thousands of people, of course, with us, but I learned a lot, and I love the energy, I love the dedication, and I love the knowledge that you bring in. And I just want to say thank you for your time and all that, and really thanks for kind of meeting all our top 20 to tell them a secret agent.
Exactly.
Right?
No,
Consistency.
don't be a secret agent.
and not be scared of AI, and realize that we've got to have more authenticity in the world.
Yeah, it's more important than ever before.
Katie Lance, fantastic.
Thank you so much. So excited to be here.
Let's go.